more time in collecting fountain pens, and that's all about it. I know a little bit about fountain. Hi guys, uh, welcome to another episode of the Inked Happiness. Uh, Hope you are enjoying it. I am doing, or I want to do this video for a simple reason, that I wanted to tell you guys once and for all that I'm not a fountain pen expert. I'm just another average fountain pen lover, a guy like you all, perhaps a fountain pen evangelist, but I'm basically another one of you who perhaps got bitten by the fountain pen bug earlier than the bug actually bit you guys. So I've spent more time collecting these pens, more time enjoying this beautiful hobby. And probably I have a few more pens than most of you have. But that doesn't make me an expert. I don't know a whole lot of things about fountain pens. And because it's a continuously evolving thing, and I'm learning like everyone else. And I'm also learning and I'm sharing my views with you guys. Now, the reason why we are doing this video is that I thought I will, answer in one place the most frequently asked questions, the questions that people ask me the most, or people think of asking me the most, or people are probably thinking even as we talk about asking. So I thought I'll answer all these questions, put them in one place for the benefit of all. The first question that people ask me is, how did you start collecting fountain pens? Now, I was born in 1966. Now, that was a long time back. And when we were in school, I did my class 10 in 1983, my class 12 in 1985, and my graduation in 1988. So that was the time when we were still compelled to use fountain pens for writing our exams, and we used to use fountain pens in schools and colleges. Now, I have been using fountain pens. Luckily or unluckily or unfortunately, I never gave up on using fountain pens. So I have been using fountain pens all my life. But then it was just a writing instrument. It became a passion, something, an all encompassing passion, sometime in the 90s when for work I used to go to, Thailand for some work. And what happens generally is, after your day's work, you have nothing to do in the evening. And I, being what I am, I'm used to walking around in the periphery of the hotel, trying to get a feel of the life. There on the footpaths of Sukhumvit, I had come across these replica Mobla pens. Now, the first thing that I thought, and I still have some of them, and believe me, they write beautifully. They still write after so many years. And I bought them for a pittance in those days. Now, what had got me thinking was, why are these Chinese, who are capable of making, obviously capable of making such beautiful pens, making replicas? Why aren't they branding them? Because I have been, part of this branding machine for, all as long as I can remember. So my question was brand related. Why aren't they branding them and selling them as proud Chinese products? Now, that led one thing to the other, and I first started just buying blindly, any fountain pen that I would come across. Then slowly it developed as I understood or learned more about fountain pens. It developed into a passion for Indian fountain pens. Now, old Indian fountain pens, and if the only thing that I want to do, and Sulekha is a part of this ongoing process, is I want to learn more about the history of pens and pen making in India, pen and inks, how it has developed over the ages, and what have been our achievements, where we are now, and with a little effort and with the help of all of you, where we can go, where we can take Indian pens and inks and place them in the global sun, as it were. So that is my aim. So how did I start? It all started in the footpaths of Sukhumvit. That's question number one. The second question is, uh, people ask me, in how do you use your so analog fountain pens in this obviously digital world? I mean, the answer is simple. I write a lot, and I always carry a pen wherever I am, wherever I go. I always carry at least one pen. There are more in the bags that I carry, in the pen cases, but there is always one pen in my shirt pocket, and I write. Like I'll show you. See, what I do is I have these exercise books where I write my daily routine, and I keep I hope you can see. I keep scribbling and drawing and things like that. But what I do is I write. I write a hell of a lot, and every day, and I'm not getting younger, so I keep forgetting things. So what I do is I write down my daily routines, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the things that need to be done. And once I am through with it, I put these little ticks, so that next, this is November, so I already have December written in the next page. So once I'm through, and the month before that was October, so once I'm through, and if I have not achieved any of the things that I set out to do in a particular month, I will carry it forward to the next month. So I write. I write most of the things that work related stuff and personal things. I write down. You at times you come across these little thoughts come to your mind, and you write it down, you scribble it down. That's the way I've always done it. That's the way it has been all my life. And believe me, it gives me a great pleasure in writing. Third question is, pen X or pen Y, which one is better? Now, this is a very serious question. This is a very serious question in the sense that, to me, all pens are the same. There is no one pen that is better than the other. It's a very subjective thing. It's a very subjective thing, and I do not believe that one should make this mistake of commit this sacrilege of comparing one pen to the other, or to call one better than the other, because what is good to me may not be good to you. What I may like may not be what you may like. So, so this, I think, is not the right question. There are no two people are the same. So you cannot say X is better than Y, or X. We always do it. We tend to compare each other. We tend to compare two things. We tend to set our yardsticks and compare things to the marks that we create ourselves, but I don't think that's fair, and I certainly don't do that with my pens. And to me, I love them all. I love them equally. They're like my children. So to me, all pens are the same. One may have a feedback, one may be wet, One may be broad, one may be dry. How does it matter? I mean, they're different people. It's like this. Let me say it this way. I'm a diabetic, so I'm allowed to eat only certain things and not eat other things. But I feel like going out and eating like everyone else. I feel like sometimes you feel like eating Chinese, but sometimes you may want to eat kebabs. So there's nothing wrong with it. So to compare a Chinese with a plate or a platter of kebabs is not right, because these are different cuisines, these are different tastes, these are different cultures that are being represented on your plate. So it's just not fair. It's just not fair to compare a Japanese pen with a German pen, or an American pen with an Indian pen, or a Chinese pen with any pen. So I guess this is not fair. And my answer to the question, X or Y, both. Both X and Y. I mean, in those equations you have X plus Y and 2X and 3X and things like that. I will settle for the XY. I love both of them. The fourth question, of course, is what is the make, model, year of manufacture of this pen? Is it genuine? Now, like I was telling you, I'm not an expert. I'm an old man. It's not possible for anyone to remember every model of, say, for example, Mobla pens that were made in Denmark in the war years when Mobla had shifted their manufacturing facilities. I mean, except for one or two people around the world with exceptionally, uh, you know, rich minds and memories, I don't think anybody can remember. And I certainly don't remember. I cannot. When people ask me, I take time. I to try to research that. I have many books and there are other resources that I go through, and then I try to answer these questions. But if you ask me offhand, I cannot tell you. I cannot, I do not know, and I'm telling you with folded hands, don't force me into a position where I do what so many others in this hobby does. They plain bullshit in the hope that they won't get caught, because in any case you don't know that they're shitting. And I mean, your bullshit is as good as mine, kind of a thing. So uh, don't force me into doing that. I don't know. I'm telling you, I don't know. I'm just a human being. I love fountain pens, but that doesn't make me know everything about fountain pens. It's not something, I'm not a computer that take something and put this chip in which will fill my memory with all kinds of knowledge about fountain pens. No, it's not there. I don't know so much about fountain pens, and what I know I will tell you. What I don't know, I will take your time and I'll tell you. I'll try to find out, even if I cannot find out by asking other experts, people who are experts. I will tell you that I don't know. But the thing is, what is the make, what is the model, what is the year of manufacture, is it genuine? I don't know. I don't know, and I don't care. I don't care, because at the end of the day, if I like a pen, I like it. If I don't like a pen, I don't like it. If I don't, I mean, mostly I like pens, all pens. If I like a pen, I like it. I don't know why, but certainly not because of the year of the manufacture, or the make of the brand, or where it was made. If I like a pen, I like it. If I don't like, I don't like. I mean, if I like someone, if you are my friend, your caste, creed, religion, your, jat, path, nothing matters to me. I mean, I like you as a human being. It's the same way I like fountain pens as fountain pens. Not, which part of the world they are from, or what is their religious affiliation, or nothing depends. I mean, nothing matters to me. A pen is a pen is a pen, and if I like it, I like it. The next question that people ask me is, what pen should I buy? What are the top pens that I should have in my collection? Now, here too, the answer is simple. It's your collection, it's your baby. You're spending your money. You are buying the pens that you will be writing with. Why are you asking me who the hell am I? I mean, when I say that, I speak for all my fellow collectors. We are collectors, each, trudging our own paths. So please join us and trudge your path. I mean, you are welcome to join us, but don't ask us, because these are very stupid questions. These are stupid questions because at the end of the day, it's your life, man. It's your life, it's your hobby, it's your money. You are spending it. You enjoy the journey instead of asking someone or taking feedback. Uh, don't do that. Follow your own heart. I mean, follow your own mind, follow your own wallet, and do it, because it is, at the end of the day, it's extremely subjective. Like I said before, what I like may not be what you like. In all probability, it will not be what you like. So why take that chance? I mean, it's your hobby, it's your collection. You do it your way and be proud of it. I mean, that's it. So the answer to the question, what should I buy? What are the top pens in your collection? What are the top pens that I should have in my collection? The answer is, go and take your own decisions. Don't trust anyone. You don't have to ask anyone. You don't owe anything to us or to the world. It's your life, it's your collection. Go ahead and buy it and fill up your collection. Thank you. The next question that I have is, how many pens do you have? I mean, now, let me tell you a couple of things. Number one, the simple answer to that question is too many. Too many for my good, too many for my wife to be angry, too many for my son to be sneering at me, and too many to already have created, enemies who are plain jealous. But that's, I'm not overly bothered about that. But the thing is, too many. But what I want to say is, slightly hatke at this point, is that it's a hobby. Don't let the hobby get into your head. It's a hobby horse. Ride that hobby horse instead of carrying that horse on your shoulders, which I have ended up doing. Now, I know it's not a right thing to do. I know it's not right because, I'm telling you it's not right. I'm telling you in public. I'm accepting in public. But the thing is, there's no way out. I mean, I am so deep down in the rabbit hole that I can't get out, and I'm sinking. And by the weight of the horse and the hobby and the number of pens that I have. But the other thing that I should say here is, it's not the number of pens that you have. You may have one pen or two pen that gives you pleasure. And I would be very happy for you, because I think that's enough. If that satiates your demand, then that's enough. That's more than enough. I mean, it's not the number that counts. It's, at the end of the day, your love for the pens and the affection with which you approach the hobby, the the knowledge that backs this entire process and the pleasure that you derive from writing with a fountain pen or from having them in your collection. So that is what matters. So it's not in the numbers. Don't get into the numbers game. We are not about you know it's not about forming a government that you have to have the support of so many MLAs and MPs and stuff like that, that you have to have so many pens in order to be called a collector. No, you can have one pen or two pens or three pens and still be a collector. And on the other extreme, you may have millions of pens and still be a hoarder and not a collector, and still be someone who wraps his pens in his pocket and in a cloth bag and goes from one pen show to the other and trying to sell them off at a profit. No, I mean, and another thing, now that we've broached this topic, not very happy thing to say, but the thing is, there are so many of us who have made fountain pen collection or collecting fountain pens into a side hustle. They call themselves collectors, they call themselves fountain pen lovers, but they're actually here to sell pens, to buy pens and to sell pens. I mean, I've got nothing against sellers. I mean, if you want to sell pens, why don't you just sell them? I mean, just like that. Why do you have to call yourself a collector and paint yourself as a saint and as someone, a masiha, who's going to part the Red Sea and carry the fountain pen lovers across the ocean? Don't do that, yaar. I mean, you are here to sell your pens and vamoose. But the thing is, there are people who are doing it. So I will say, please don't make fountain pen collecting into a kind of a side hustle. So remain a collector. You can remain a collector with one pen and be happy with it. I mean, I will be very happy. I am very happy, at the end of the day, you carry only one pen. I mean, just because I'm not a general that I will have so many stars on my chest, so that I'll have so many pens. No, I just carry only one pen. It's properly inked, it writes well, and it serves the purpose. So, I mean, and if that doesn't make me a collector, I mean, who gives a damn? I mean, it's my existence does not depend upon my being a collector. So collecting fountain pens give me pleasure, and that's why I'm doing it. If tomorrow it stops giving me pleasure, I want to do it. It's as simple as that. So the answer to the question, how many pens do you have, is way too many, and don't ask me. The next question is, how do you keep track of your pens? No, I don't. I don't, in the sense that these are not 2000 rupee notes with chips in it, so that when it becomes Kale Dhan, the government will find out. No, I'm not that stupid. You are not that stupid. So it's not about us keeping track. If you have a pen, ink it and write with it. Finished. So the question about keeping track and things like that, and you are not in the business of hiring out pens so that you have to keep track. And these are pens, and you use them and you write them, and you know them by name, you know them, each one of them personally, you know their characteristics. That is what the hobby is all about. You know how they write, you know how they behave, you know how every damn thing about them. So why keep track? The next question that people ask me, I don't know why they ask me, but the question is, will you be at the XYZ fountain pen show? Well, I don't know. I don't know. I want to go, but I end up, it's very expensive. Uh, Going to a show which is outstation calls for airfare, for lodging, for boarding, and when you go there, you invariably end up buying pens, more pens than you would have rationally thought of buying or would have bought. But so so I most of the time I'm broke, because in any case, whenever I get a few extra rupees here or there, I go and buy pens. So the thing is, I don't know when I get invited to these shows, and some I definitely want to go, because you meet so many like-minded people, you meet so many people, you know so many of your friends, you meet the sellers, you meet the buyers, and you get to know what is happening in the industry. You listen to the gossip that you are not interested in, and that's it. I mean, it's these are happy days, but the thing is, it costs money, and most of the times I cannot afford to, so I don't go. But given a chance, I will certainly go. uh, X, Y, Z, all of them, I'll be there. Why do you feature so many cheap pens? Why? I mean, what is a cheap pen? Just because something is expensive, uh, can you tell me for sure that it's not cheap? Just because it's branded, can't it be cheap? Just because it comes from a particular country, can't it be cheap? Just because it is made in India by someone in the back of beyond, can't it be very expensive? Just because it's an old pen, probably 100 years old, that you bought from a raddiwala, uh, can't it be invaluable? Can't a pen that your father or your grandfather or your grandmother or your mother or your father wrote with be invaluable to you? I mean, there are so many pens. This particular pen was given by a friend of mine to me. He used to use this pen. This is a used pen. He used to use this pen when he was working. So then he left his job and he went to the States to meet his daughter. So he said, "Ki, look, I'm going away. I will not be writing. I will not have any use for this pen. So why don't you take it and use it? I know you love pens, and this pen will have a good I'm putting it in a good family. I'm putting it in good hands. So here I am." So the thing is, to me, it's invaluable, because this pen is not about how much he paid for this pen. It's not about the fact that it's a Mobla. It's not about the fact that it writes beautifully. But it's about the fact that it was given by a childhood friend who, even with all the pressures of life, remembered to come to my house and give me this pen, hand it over. It's a gesture that matters, and this pen to me is invaluable. So it's not about I have this I don't know how to put it, but the thing is, I cannot differentiate between what is costly and what is cheap. I don't know what you mean when you say what is a cheap pen. I mean, just because a Jinhao pen comes from China, just because it's available at a price point which is lower than what you are paying for other pens, doesn't make it cheap. If it writes well, if it performs its function, if it is visually appealing, if it is feels good, if then how can you call it cheap? Or on the other extreme, if you have a very expensive pen and if it doesn't write, can you call it a very pricey pen? Can you call it a very good pen? No, that will still be a cheap pen. So I don't know. So I try to feature pens that I like. I try to feature pens that people ask me to cover. So, and I have never considered pens to be cheap or pricey or valuable or whatever, because all pens to me are the same. Now, what ink do I use mostly? Answer is simple. I use, and I will say it three times. I always use Sulekha inks. I always use Sulekha inks. I always use Sulekha inks. This is a Montblanc pen. It has Sulekha ink in it. This has Sulekha ink in it. And look, इसका निब सड़ नहीं गया. I've been using it for many months now with the Sulekha ink, because this gentleman who gave me the pen, he had cartridges because he found them less messy, so he was using cartridges. I bought the converter, and I had the converter installed, and I shifted to Sulekha inks. So, and I've been doing it for a couple of months now, and they write beautifully. And irrespective of what people say, Sulekha inks are very good. I use them with all my pens, and some of them are invaluable pens in the sense that these are period pieces, these are very old pens, and these are very fragile pens. Their nibs, their feeds, things are very fragile, and things that cannot be changed at a whim, because you won't find those replacements. I still use Sulekha inks because I'm so much confident about Sulekha inks. I have that kind of confidence. Now again, these are very subjective things. Now just because I am happy with it doesn't mean that you will also have that similar level of happiness. I understand that. I appreciate that. I honor you for that. But what I don't like, okay, let's not get into what I don't like, because this is not the platform. This is not the story that we are doing. We'll take that up again. But what else? How do you carry your pens? I always carry one pen on my pocket. So this is the pen that I have today. So there's one pen in the pocket, and a couple of pens in a pen case in any of the briefcases that I carry, or the sling bags that I carry. But most of the pens, I have these storage boxes, these storage units that I have bought from different places, and I also have these leather cases where I carry my pens. But these are more or less one-off ones. But most of the time I carry only one pen, and I have another 3-pen carry case in the bag that's because they have different colored inks, and sometimes when you are writing, you need inks of different color. So that's why I carry those 3 pens filled with 3 different colored inks, and that's about it. I have, but no, I never use faux leather pouches, never. It's against my whatever, but only leather, pure genuine leather cases. That's about it. Thank you. Please tell me how you liked the video. Please like and share. We are doing very well. We are fast approaching the 4,000 mark. We've already crossed the 1,000 subscriber mark. We are fast approaching the 4,000 hours of viewership mark, and I'm sure that we will be giving you more this thing. We are looking for collaborations. If you want to collaborate with us, you are welcome. If you want to appear here and say whatever you want to say and address the fountain pen lovers, please let us know. If you are a manufacturer who wants your products to be featured, please let us know. We are here for the industry. We are here for everyone. If you are a calligrapher, a writer, a lettering expert, and want your work featured, please, we are here. This is a platform for all of us, and I have been creating this platform just like I've done with the blogs. for everyone. I mean, it's not a commercial proposition for me. I'm not here to make money, and I'm here for the love of fountain pens. So please come and join me and give us a thumbs up. Thank you, and please share and like and do the needful, because without your help we will be nowhere. Okay, thank you, and thank you for spending your time and listening to my bug. Thank you.